If you're thinking about moving to Los Angeles, it can be really overwhelming to figure out what neighborhood you want to live in because LA is freaking humongous. In this video, I'm going to talk about the city of Burbank, which is in the greater Los Angeles area in the San Fernando Valley. Now, there are some awesome parts of Burbank, and there are some crappy parts of Burbank that you need to be aware of before you make a move out here. And if you are thinking about selling or buying a home here in the Los Angeles area, make sure you like and subscribe because I do a ton of great educational videos about the LA market, and I do a lot of home tours in different neighborhoods. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's talk about Burbank. As I said before, Burbank is in the San Fernando Valley, and there are a lot of great housing options if you want to move here. According to Redfin, the median sales price is $1.24 million, but there's a wide range of property prices, so don't let that scare you. You can get a condo in around the $650,000 price range, townhomes around the $900,000 price range, and you can get stuff as high as $3 million here in the Burbank area. One of the things I like about Burbank is the different type of architecture. You get a lot of 1940s, 1950s California ranch style homes. You have little bungalows, you have modern farmhouses, you have modern properties. It kind of runs the gamut just depending on which neighborhood you're in. You tend to have a little bit more space out here than you do in parts of Silver Lake or Los Feliz. And it tends to be a little bit less expensive than other parts of the city. Right now in our marketplace, things are moving very quickly. So things are selling in about 23 days. Some will take a little bit longer. Some will go even faster than 23 days. So if you see something that you like now, but you're not moving for a few months, it's probably not going to be available. But the good news is we are seeing more and more inventory coming on the market. But here's a caveat. As soon as interest rates start to come down, you're going to see a lot of buyers who are on the sidelines come back into the marketplace. So you might see a lot more competition as interest rates start to come down, and they'll probably gobble up a lot of that inventory. So if you see something you like, you got to move a little bit quick right now in today's market. Now, if you are in the film industry, we have two major studios, including Warner Brothers and Disney Studios, which are located in Burbank, which means that a lot of people that work at those two studios live and work around Burbank area. All right, let's switch gears and talk about schools. Now, Burbank doesn't have the most stellar schools. They're usually in the C range. As you can see from this chart, you have a lot of 7s, 8s. You do have 1 9 in the Burbank High School. Now that is the highest rated school from greatschools.org, but you do have the option of going private as well. Now I can't talk about Burbank without talking about the weather. Generally, California has some really great weather, but the valley tends to be about 10 degrees warmer than other parts of Los Angeles. So just expect that if you're going to be here during the summer, it is going to be really hot. And I'm filming right now during an excessive heat dome. And let me tell you, it is really hot out here. But having said that, even in California, when the weather is over 100 degrees, in the morning, it still tends to be in the 60s. So you have a really nice morning, and then it gets hot, and then it cools down again. So it's not like Vegas where it's hot all day and all night. Burbank does have some great entertainment as well. I definitely would recommend going to the Warner Brothers studio tour. It's just super cool to see all the behind the scenes of your favorite movies. Definitely do that. Now, if you were a movie buff like me, you definitely have to go to the AMC in downtown Burbank. Downtown Burbank is a really charming little 3 or 4 blocks that has great restaurants, great shops, a cute mall right there. But the AMC theater that I go to is my favorite in all of Los Angeles. They have some of the best. They have an IMAX, they have a Dolby Digital, they also have a Prime Theater, and you have a bunch of other theaters there. Now, there are 3 separate AMCs within a half a mile of each other. So just make sure that you go to the AMC 16 and check out a movie there. It is by far my favorite movie-going experience, and then have a nice dinner right there in downtown Burbank. That is definitely one thing that a lot of people like to do. It is super busy because it's really cute and charming. If you travel a lot for work, one of the best parts about Burbank is the airport. It is so easy to get in and out of that airport, especially compared to the nightmare of LAX. And it's also 10 minutes away from most parts of Burbank versus an hour to get to LAX. Okay, let's talk about the bad things about Burbank. Now, generally in Los Angeles, one of the biggest complaints is how expensive things are. Now, Burbank is a little bit cheaper than parts of Los Angeles. You get a little bit more bang for your buck out here, but it's still pretty expensive. The second thing is the traffic. Traffic in LA is pretty much a nightmare. And anytime that somebody moves here to Los Angeles, I always ask them, how long do you want to commute to your work? If you work in Santa Monica and you live in Burbank, it's going to take you about 45 minutes with no traffic. The other day I went to the beach. I came back during rush hour traffic. It took me an hour and 20 minutes to get back to Burbank. But the average commute time in Burbank is about 34 minutes. The cool part about living in Burbank is that you are 15 to 20 minutes to Silver Lake, 15 to 20 minutes to Hollywood, 15 to 20 minutes to Atwater Village, Los Feliz. It is pretty close to a lot of really popular areas. So that is one reason why people choose to live over in this side of town, because it's a little bit cheaper, you get a little bit more space, and it's only a few minutes over to the other side of town. Okay, let's talk about crime in Burbank. Now, we are in a big city, so there is going to be crime, but the Burbank average is lower than the national average and is actually lower than state averages as well. The total crime rate in Burbank is 26 per 1,000, which is below the national average. But having been here for almost 2 years, I always feel safe in Burbank. Again, I'm a guy, so maybe I'm less concerned about that, but I don't have any problem being in Burbank whatsoever. If you're thinking about making a move to Burbank and would like some help, just click on the link down below and schedule a time to chat with me about your real estate goals, or you can call or text me at 213-268-6832. My name is Felipe Crook with EXP Realty, investing in your dreams.